Welcome to Tales by Tasha. I'm so happy you're here as we welcome the new year together. Let's dive into a story full of magic, lessons, and the joy of appreciating life. So sit back, relax, and join me on this journey as we embrace a brand new year with hope and gratitude. Let's begin.
Long ago, in the heart of a valley where the winds whispered ancient secrets, there lay a village named Eldora. Surrounded by towering trees and shimmering streams, Eldora was a place of peace and prosperity. The people there lived simple, yet contented lives, rejoicing in the blessings of each passing year. But as time went on, a shadow of arrogance began to grow among them. They had forgotten the magic that filled their world, and their hearts had become hardened by pride and carelessness. The villagers, in their arrogance, had forgotten the ancient ways, the ways of respecting the spirits of nature, the elements, and the magic that once flowed through their lives. In their ignorance, they mocked the old customs, the old ways, dismissing them as outdated and unimportant. Their lives became shallow, their joy empty, and the beauty of life, though still present, went unappreciated. In the deep, forgotten woods, there lived a powerful witch named Astaris. Once revered by the people of Eldora as a protector and guide, she had seen the decline of the village with great sorrow. She had woven her magic into the land to ensure harmony between the people and the world they inhabited. She had kept watch over the seasons, blessed their harvests, and ensured that the winds carried only gentle whispers. But as the years passed, her power was taken for granted. The people of Eldora had grown so accustomed to her gifts that they no longer saw the need to honor her presence. They no longer brought offerings to the forest or respected the ancient oaths they had made. They were too busy chasing fleeting pleasures, thinking only of the future, never once pausing to reflect on the past or the present. It was on one fateful New Year's Eve that the villagers' insolence reached its peak. That year, the villagers decided they would hold the grandest New Year's celebration Eldora had ever seen. They built towering bonfires, arranged the finest feasts, and invited performers from distant lands to entertain them. But this year, they decided to include one more extravagant touch. They planned to sacrifice something of great importance to mark the new year, a tradition once revered but long since abandoned. The village elders, who had forgotten the true meaning of sacrifice, gathered the people and announced that the offerings to the land would no longer be made in secret, as tradition dictated. Instead, they declared they would sacrifice the one who had served them so faithfully for generations, Astaris, the witch herself. The villagers, led by their elders, devised a cunning plan to capture the witch. They lured her out with promises of tribute, pretending to honor her with a grand feast. When she arrived, unsuspecting and trusting, they trapped her in an enchanted net, binding her to a stone altar. They meant to kill her, severing the last thread of magic that tied the village to the ancient forces they had once revered. Astaris, realizing their treachery, looked at them with a mixture of sorrow and fury. Her once serene eyes blazed with wrath, the power of the ages awakening within her. But before she spoke, she saw the faces of the villagers, those who had once revered her, now blind to their own destruction. She knew they had lost their way, and that it was no longer just their disrespect for her that had led to this betrayal. It was their disregard for the very magic that had made their lives prosperous. With a voice that shook the air, she cursed them.
"You have forgotten what it means to live with respect,"
she said, her words like thunder in the night.
"You take from the earth, from the spirits, from the magic, and give nothing back. You mock the past, forsake the present, and do not see the beauty in the life you lead. I will make you feel the full cost of your arrogance. From now on, you will live in the shadow of time itself, caught between the years, never truly living, never truly dying. Only when you learn to appreciate life, to honor every moment, will you be free."
With a final flick of her hand, the curse was set into motion. As the witch's final words echoed in the air, the villagers watched in horror as their surroundings began to change. The earth beneath them trembled, and the very air seemed to grow thick and heavy, like a fog that refused to lift. The bonfires flickered out, and the feast tables collapsed into dust. They tried to move, to run, but their limbs were frozen, unable to do anything but wait as time itself seemed to stretch. When the clock tower struck midnight, the villagers were caught in a strange, unnatural pause. The hands of the clock moved, but time itself seemed suspended, neither advancing nor retreating. They stood frozen, watching as the world around them blurred in and out of existence. The faces of their loved ones became ghostly images that they could no longer touch, the sounds of their voices distant echoes. Astaris' curse had begun. For the villagers of Eldora, each year became a nightmare. As the days passed, the calendar would turn, but the villagers would remain in an endless cycle of New Year's Eve. The same events repeated year after year, endless feasts, endless laughter, endless waiting. But they were not truly living. They could not celebrate the passage of time. They could only wait in a frozen limbo, unable to grow old, unable to change. And each time the clock struck midnight, they would feel the weight of their disrespect, the weight of their selfishness. They were trapped in the same night, the same moment, over and over again, as punishment for their arrogance. But as the years bled into each other, something shifted. The villagers, now forever trapped in this endless cycle, began to understand the weight of their curse. They saw how their lives had once been filled with light, but now were marked by emptiness. They began to remember the old ways, the sacredness of every passing year, and the importance of cherishing each moment as it came. And so, on one New Year's Eve, as the witch's curse threatened to steal away another year, the villagers gathered. They no longer celebrated with feasts or empty laughter. Instead, they gathered in quiet reverence, offering gratitude for the time they had wasted, for the lives they had taken for granted. They prayed to the spirits, to the earth, and to the witch, hoping that their hearts had finally changed. And Astaris, watching from afar, felt a shift in the air. She felt their sincerity, their regret. As the clock tower struck midnight for the final time, she appeared before them, not as an angry witch, but as a guardian once more.
You have learned, and for that, I forgive you.
She said, her voice gentle as the breeze.
You have given thanks for the gift of life. You have honored the past, the present, and the future. Now you are free.
With those words, the curse was lifted. The villagers of Eldora found themselves standing in the light of a new dawn, no longer trapped in the endless cycle. The world had returned to its natural rhythm, and they were free to live, to love, and to appreciate every moment as it came. From that day onward, the people of Eldora celebrated the new year not as a mere tradition, but as a profound reminder of life's fleeting beauty. They never again took their time for granted, and every year as the clock struck midnight, they would offer a prayer of gratitude, not for the year to come, but for the life they had been given to see it. And so, the village of Eldora learned that the greatest gift was not the promise of a new year, but the ability to live fully in the one they had.
The moral of the story is that we must never take life for granted. The people of Eldora learned that the greatest gift is not merely the passage of time, but the ability to appreciate and live fully in the present. By respecting the past, honoring the present, and valuing the moments they had, they were able to break free from the curse. The story teaches us that true joy comes from embracing life with gratitude and reverence, rather than seeking empty celebrations or material gain. Every moment is precious, and we must learn to appreciate it before it slips away. Thank you so much for joining me on this magical journey today. I hope this story has inspired you to appreciate every moment and embrace the new year with gratitude. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Tales by Tasha for more captivating tales. And be sure to hit the notification bell so you never miss a new story. Here's to a wonderful year ahead, filled with new adventures and unforgettable moments. Until next time, take care and keep embracing the magic of life.